Absolutely.
Can I get the spelling of your name?
Absolutely. First name is John, John. Last name is Zwolinski, Z as in zebra, Wolinski.
Okay. As you know, the education of students has been affected by the pandemic, and we will ask you your opinion of teaching during COVID.
Phenomenal.
What is it like teaching downtown? Are the students different from another school?
You know, every class I've ever taught in my 35 years has its own collective personality. So, yeah, it's true that when I'm downtown, it's different. These classes are different, but then every class is different. And also the context is different. We're not doing an academic program per se that speaks to, say, state mandated testing. We're doing enrichment courses during the summer, largely for fun. So yeah, it is different.
Has COVID affected you? If it has, in what way has it affected?
Well, personally, it's affected me because I've gotten it twice and I've lost my sense of smell, which makes me very sad, but it's better than dying, so I try to keep positive about it.
Yeah.
As a teacher, yeah, it's affected me, but you were very professional when you shared your questions with me beforehand, so I know you're going to ask me about that.
Okay. Do you enjoy teaching even during COVID?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I mean, it's a yes/no question, and so that kind of shuts things off, but let me elaborate a little bit. It was the hardest thing I've done in my 35 years as a teacher. Trying to make teaching and learning, trying to enact teaching and learning in that context over Zoom, because we did it mostly by Zoom. But also in some strange ways, it was one of the most rewarding things I've ever done as a teacher too.
Yeah, probably is. Why did you decide to start teaching?
So I went to Georgetown University School of Foreign Service with a mind to joining the diplomatic corps, the State Department, and being a diplomat. But when I graduated, I wanted to do a 2-year Peace Corps-like program, and there was a similar program offered by Georgetown. And I went out to the Pacific Islands, the Carolina Islands, to the island of Pohnpei. And for 2 years, my job was a volunteer teacher, and I just fell in love with it.
What is your teaching philosophy?
If you can't establish a positive relationship, nothing else will happen. The relationship comes first.
Yes.
You know, with the relationship with the student, the whole student is every bit as important as any learning or teaching that could happen, and the learning and teaching can't happen unless you have that connection.
Well said. How do you feel about the placement of the school? Like, where it is?
Well, I mean, it's conveniently located to public transit, so that's good. Because we're in an urban center, there's relatively small campus, so the school has had to be creative about its athletic fields, its playing fields, and so forth. The facilities it has. It doesn't have a giant swimming pool, for example. Right now, having taught here a number of years and so forth, as I lead student groups around, when you go down to Van Ness, things can get a little gritty, and that's part of the urban experience. And so there's that to consider as well. But by and large, I think this location serves the school and the school community very well.
Well said. Was it hard teaching during COVID?
Yeah,
Was.
it was. It was so hard. You don't see your students, and that's partly because they didn't always turn their cameras on. They can see you, you don't necessarily see them. And there's a lot of distractions on the other end, and you're pouring yourself into this dynamic through a screen, hoping that it's gonna go through the ether, your energy, your enthusiasm, and then touch the student on the other side, and they're trying to connect with you. So it's a very disjointed teaching experience, but we figure out creative ways to make it work. They stayed with me.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was a really good interview.